Welcome back to another weekly reset in Destiny 2. We have a pretty good week of fun and useful things to actually farm out, so let's get into it. Starting the list off as usual, don't forget to swing by Raoul in the tower and buy your weekly Ascendant alloy. I've said it before and I'll say it again, these are very important to get those enhanced weapon perks when crafting all of your weapons. And with Final Shape coming around, you want to make sure you have 30 out of 30 in your inventory. This week's featured raid is the Vault of Glass. Overall, the weapons from here aren't great, but there is a specific 2 weapons that you should definitely try and get. The first one being the Fatebringer. This is one of the best kinetic hand cannons in the game. There is 2 gold rolls up for grabs here depending on what you like. The first one is Explosive Payload and Firefly. This is the most popular option. However, the second option is Explosive Payload and Frenzy. This is a better roll to go for when you need extra damage in something like a Grandmaster Nightfall or a Day 1 raid. And of course, the other weapon is the Vex Mythoclast, the exotic from this raid. The featured dungeon on this reset is the Shattered Throne. Pretty much everything on here is useless, so don't worry about doing it this week. Moving over into the exotic mission rotator, we have Vox Obscura. Not the best mission here, but there is still some goodies that you might want to farm out from this mission. Starting with the exotic, we have Dead Messenger, which is a pretty unique and quite useful grenade launcher that can switch between Void, Arc, and Solar. Some other weapons to look out for would be the Peace of Mind, a decent pulse rifle for PvP. Under your skin is a pretty fun Void combat bow that you can work well with your Void subclass, and the Explosive Personality is one of the first solar grenade launchers in the game. None of these weapons from here is flashing lights at me, but they're still pretty unique and you can go for them if you've got nothing else to do. As of this current season, we also have the Warlord's Ruin being the newest dungeon, so you can get in there and get loot from it every single week. I recommend you at least try and do the final boss at least once per character to try at your chances at the exotic Buried Bloodline. Same thing goes for the Crota's End, so jump in there and at least do the final boss to buy your red border from the vendor at the end. Don't forget to swing by the Helm and purchase your free weekly red borders from Riven if you haven't already done this, because you want to get these crafted before the end of the season. Once you've finished up in the Helm, swing by the tower and do all of the weekly pinnacle rewards from the 3 vendors. These being Vanguard, Crucible, and Gambit. This will reward you in a little bit of Bright Dust, and of course it all adds up by the end of the season. Also, while you're in the tower, don't forget to grab the bounties from Ada 1. This will get you all of your synth weaves for all of your cosmetic looks. You can do 10 of these per character per season, so just do them passively. This week's Grandmaster Nightfall is rewarding the grenade launcher Undercurrent. This is a very good grenade launcher if you don't have the Forbearance. This one could roll with Vulture and Demolitionist, making it a pretty unique roll. If you don't want to run with Demolitionist, you can also run Ambitious Assassin, making it a very similar weapon to obviously the Forbearance. And as always, to wrap the list up here, head over to Neomuna and do some Vex Incursion Zones if you're missing out on any exotics on your other characters. If you didn't know, doing the Vex Incursion Zone will reward you with an exotic that you don't have. This is the best way to get exotics on your other characters. Anyway, Guardians, that will wrap the video up there. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this week's video, feel free to drop a like, subscribe, comment down below, and all that other fun stuff. I'm going to be doing one of these weekly videos every single week, so check out my channel for the previous weeks if you want to. Anyway, I hope you Guardians take full advantage of this week in Destiny 2, and I'll see you in the next video. Later.